Hello. Hello, precious people. Happy Thursday. How's everyone? Hope you're having a great day. I don't know what it is. I got something bothering my eye. It's kind of weird. Sorry about that. What, Yogi? Oh, okay. I'm going to have to move this light because Yogi wants to come and say hello. And how can I not allow that? Oh no, did I do the wrong link? Did it do it? Shoot. Hello! How's everyone? I think I posted the wrong link, so I'm going to have to tweet this out again. Oh my. Okay, buddy, I'm going to make a way for you to get through. I got to let this dog through because he's going to lose his mind if I don't. So there's always that. All right. Okay, let me just move this so that Yogi can see what he's doing. Hello, Grandma Spud Bud. Hello, Claudia. Hello, Jen Johnson. Hello, Queen. Hello, Smudge. I've got my my iPad, so I can actually read comments without my glasses for once. All of my contact lenses burned up in the fire, so I don't have any right now. Come on, baby. You can come over here. Come on. It's okay. Come see Grandma. It's okay. Yeah, I'm talking to that thing again. Okay, I apologize for being a mess. I just got home from work. We had a little lunch. I had Boston Market today. It was pretty good. I haven't had Boston Market in a long time. Hey, Cheaty. How's everything going for you today? I'm good. Oh, okay. Is that Kimberly? You sent me a message? I checked my messages fairly recently, I would say a couple hours ago, so we will definitely figure it out. I apologize. Do you want to say hello to everybody, Yogi? Say hi. Say hi. Thanks for hanging out with me and Gran, huh? Such a good boy. He's a very good boy. Okay, if you guys want to see my shirt, I'll show you. I'm gonna get this straight. What? Stop. Real men don't it. And it's for Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. So, got me a new shirt. You know I need new clothes. Okay, so now you see what the shirt says. Oh, thank you, Blend Beast. Yes, actually Dustin had this lighting set up already, so I was like, well, I guess I don't have to sit in the kitchen. I guess I could just go ahead and, what? Why are you hitting me in the boob with your nose? You little brownie. I don't know if this dual screens is working, so we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. I won't get my glasses. Thank you, Jen. Yes, I like the shirt too. I didn't even realize until a couple of days ago that it was Domestic Abuse Awareness Month, but you guys, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably have seen I've been posting some DV related stuff, and I'll be doing that probably all month long, I'm thinking. So that is the plan, at least. We shall see. Hi. Why? He just keeps, he keeps hitting my boob with his nose. Hey, Deb. Aw, Jacob, I can't wait to see you. It feels like it's going to be a long time before I see you again, but it's not that long, is it? So yeah, got my Real Men Don't Hit t-shirts. I'm happy it arrived today. I had like we were at the office a lot later than usual today because I was waiting for a pickup for a subscription box was picking up a pallet, and and the guy called me and he was lost. So like I gave him the right information. I'm like, you're only about 10 minutes away, and like an hour later, he still wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, I'm going. That's enough. Yeah, I had, well, I didn't eat my chicken, but I got the roast chicken with like the mashed potatoes and steamed broccoli and mac and cheese. It was good. My hair is long, right? It's really like been growing. I haven't had it cut. Vanessa cut it for me straight across the back during the summer when she was visiting. But yeah, I haven't had anything done to it in a while because I haven't been back to California to see my hairdresser, and I just don't cheat. I'm just not that person. So I got to get in to see Joanne, but Lord knows when I'm going to be back in California. Oh, hey, Diane. Thank you so much. Yeah, leave a thumbs up if you can. Thank you, Claudia, for reminding everybody. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have to say, like, I was thinking about it this morning. My hair, like, probably because I've been using Hair AF for so long now, is so manageable now that when I wake up in the morning, I don't even have to brush it. It's like, it looks exactly the same as it did when I went to sleep, which is weird because I never used to be able to wash my hair in the morning. And now I can. So, I used to have to always wash it in the morning because if I washed it the night before, I would have like serious, gross looking helmet head after. I'm gonna see if I can get one of the guys to bring me a hot flash fan because I'm having a hot flash. Oh, Lord. If you know, then you know. Hello, Irish Fairy. Oh my gosh, Caitlin. How are you? See if we can get a hot flash fan over here real fast. What are you up to, little Miss Caitlin? You're at work, but you're listening. We love you back. Yes. It's still hot here in Texas. I don't know what's up with that. But luckily, it hasn't rained. I think I'm going to be going back to the house. Like, it looks like I'm going to go back one more time. I keep saying one more time, but then it turns into more times. On Tuesday. So, kind of hoping it cools down a little before then. Oh, you're going to Oklahoma City for work training. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, I've just been to Oklahoma a few times. I don't think I've ever been to Oklahoma City, though. Maybe I have in the airport, probably, because I've probably laid over everywhere at one time or another. What a good boy. We're laying down and being good. He's got this new thing now where he takes all of his babies and he, like, puts them all, like, he cuddles with them, like, all at the same time. It's very cute. In the mornings, he doesn't want to get up, and I don't even want to make him get up because he looks so cute. Yeah, this, like, kind of purplish lighting I'm kind of living for, you know? It's not so bad, it matches the hair. Yeah, it's been a crazy few weeks. Caitlin, did you hear we got a house? Or, we're still waiting for the lease. Yoey he's all right. I mean, he doesn't love all this moving, and I don't know what, you know, I mean, we'll see how fast he adjusts to the new house, but, you know, and all the years I've had him, if I take him to a hotel or whatever, I just tell him, yo, you live here. And it's fine because, you know, I would only tell him that he lived in like 2 or 3 places a year. But then, you know, in like 5 days, I told him he lived in 4 different places, and he looked at me like I was crazy. So, and we've moved a lot, I think, because we had the Roach Motel, and then we had the Airbnb with the goatees, and then we had the mold house, then we had the crack house. Oh, we also had the lake house, and now we're here. So that's 6 places we've lived in a little over 45 days. Yes, we did. Jacob, we're gonna move in right after we get back from seeing you. So we're gonna stay down by you guys at an Airbnb for, I think, 3 or 4 nights, and then we'll be going back going back straight to our new house. Very exciting. Why am I so hot? Somebody bring me a fan. Oh my goodness. Can you see me? Can you see me sweating here? This is not fun. So, thank you so much, Diane. 6 places in 45 days. Yeah, it's bad. Yes. Yes, oh my gosh. Like, I'll feel better after we, like, sign the lease and, you know, change hands or whatever. Because, like, this house is not on the MLS. So, you know, I don't want them to, like, I don't know. Just don't want anything happening. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be good. Hey, Sin. Good to have, oh my God, thank you. I'm dying. Yo, you did to me for the Funko. You guys, if you're an Amazon person and you have hot flashes, you need one of these fans. It's the best. The dinner was good. What did we make? Maybe we didn't make dinner. I think we didn't make dinner. Because I think it was live day before yesterday, right? We were gonna make dinner, but then we ended up watching 90 Day Fiancé, The Single Life, and we ordered adult Happy Meals, but like half an hour later they canceled our order, and I was like, you know what, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna go to bed. So I went to bed without eating. But then they came over again last night and they brought us pork chops, and there was like this broccoli, cheddar, and rice dish that was really good. And oh, well, you are welcome. I am happy to keep you company while you eat. We just ate. I got roasted chicken and mashed potatoes and stuff from Austin Market. It's really hard to cook in these kitchens and these Airbnbs because they do not give you good tools. It's bad. Hey, Zanaya, how are you? Yeah, it's like it's like trying to mow the grass with scissors. The way that they equip these kitchens is so bad. But we've been muddling through. You know, the girls, when they come, when we know we're going to cook, we check the kitchen, we see what we have and what we don't have, and you know, then the girls will like bring from their house the stuff that we still need. But it's weird because like the pots are never the right size. You know, the pots are teeny tiny. And what are you doing over there? Hey, knock it off. Come here. Come see Gran. Come here, Gran. It's okay. It's okay. He's over there. He looks like he's up to no good. So, why are you crying? You know you can come around. Children. This one's a good one though. He's having, you know, his arthritis is bugging him, so he's been kind of crabby the last few days. And then when he's crabby, he's also clingy. So it's hear that? Solid beef right there. That's solid beef you hear. Yes, it is. That's a big fat butt. I love that big fat butt though. It's the very best to snuggle with, I think, anyways. So yeah, it's been like a crazy few days, and I'm gonna make a video, because you guys have followed me for a while. Like, you know that I have like a long history with some literally crazy person that has been like stalking, harassing me for quite a long time. You know, we're talking about 6.5 years now. So I'm gonna make a video about it, about that experience. I hope that it'll help somebody, you know. I would like to try to get it done this month because it is Domestic Abuse Awareness Month. But I think I don't really want to do it here. Like, I feel like these kinds of things can be a little triggering to talk about. So I really want to have like my own kind of private space where, you know, if I stop and break down or whatever, the whole house doesn't have to see it. You know what I mean? So, so I think we're it may not be until November or December that I get it done. But I feel like it's an important thing for the healing process for me to do. I mean, what do you guys think? Tell me. Hi, Raina. Good to see you. Yeah, he is selling beef, right? Did you hear that? Okay, now he's back laying on the floor. I haven't fed him yet either, so he's probably like, hey, what are we doing here? What's going on? And I have my therapy appointment tonight at 7. So I'm actually kind of, I don't know, I like working with her because she seems to get me. Because I'm just like, okay, well, what do we need to do? Like, tell me what we need to do. She's like, well, you know, we could talk about this, we could talk about that, but it's pretty cool. Like, I was, a couple of weeks ago, I had like the Airbnb that we were staying at, I'd have to like drive over this long bridge over this lake to get to the house. And I would like, when I was driving over it, I'd be like, oh my God, what happens if my car, like if I go over the side, you know, I'm gonna go over the side and how am I gonna save you? You know, and I'm just like having this like mini panic attack driving over this bridge. And the bridge isn't that long, you know, it's maybe like, I don't know, a quarter of a mile long or something. But I used to spend it over the water and it, you know, looks weird. So, so I told her about it. I'm like, I don't want to be doing that for the rest of my life, you know, like every time I walk into a building or something, you know, like thinking the worst case scenario, what could happen. So, you know, it's good to have, good to be aware. It's good to have, I think fear is healthy, you know, when it's managed properly and everything. So I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do with this? Like how can I take this like vigilance and turn it into something good? And so, you know, I like that she kind of helps me break things down and all of that, you know? And if I wanted to just like yell and scream, like she would listen to that. If I wanted to sit there and cry, she would listen to that. Like, she's great. Kimberly says, we don't think we all need a private space to have our moments in without the whole house knowing what we're having a moment. I'm not one to show my emotions in front of other people. Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Okay, Caitlin, have fun at work. Don't get in trouble. You know, I feel like, especially with the situation since the fire, because I think like of the three of us, I'm the most established of the three of us, and I am, I would say, the most like consistently, I mean, I would classify myself like 1,000,000% as a positive person. Just, you know, like I wake up in the morning like happy, you know, joyful and stuff like that. I think, so I kind of felt like when all that was going on, like it was kind of my responsibility to make sure that everybody, how do I say, like that I wasn't showing a lot of vulnerability because I didn't want them to feel vulnerable. I mean, did that come out right? I hope it did. You know what I'm trying to say. Like I wanted people to feel, I wanted them to feel like, hey, you know, like she's just breezing through this. So, you know, why, you know, if they're having a moment, like why aren't I? You know, so I feel like as a person who's the oldest and all of that it's kind of like my responsibility to, you know, to make sure everything's taken care of and, you know, help keep everybody in the right frame of mind. Although I do have to say, during the house hunting process, there was a few times that I was like, man, it just seems like nothing good is going to happen with this, you know. And I'm not. That's not usually the kind of thing that comes out of my mouth. And a couple of times I got corrected by the guys, which is really good. They were like, no, you know, we're going to find the right place in the right time. I'm like, you know what, you're 100% right. So I think it's good to, you know, to kind of be there for each other. But I think in the first couple of days, I feel like I had things in perspective first, you know. Like I feel like the shock wore off of me the fastest, and I, you know, kind of got things in perspective to where it's like, you know what, yeah, this is a horrible thing that happened, but it's not like the most horrible thing. There's way more horrible things, and we are still here, and we really shouldn't be. So, you know, we can take it from there. So, and I'm gonna go out and meet the investigator on Tuesday. He has a new theory, and actually, his theory makes a lot of sense. So we're going to go out and investigate his theory, and then we can, because we really need to like have all that stuff locked down. I feel like before we can do anything in terms of like holding anybody accountable for what went on, and we have to know, as much as we can, the details of what took place, and and who's responsible. So that is something that we're going to be definitely working on. I'm excited about that. I feel like it's good to kind of close that chapter and be ready to go to our new space with like a clear mind and all of that. And I do have to say the new space is very, 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 very nice, and I think we're gonna really, really like it. There's a few things about it that I really super duper 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 love, and there's a couple things about it that I'm like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna work out. Mostly the kitchen, because I swear to you, the microwave in this house is like this big, and I'm like, okay, well, you could heat up food for kittens in that microwave, but I'm not sure about full-grown people. So that is kind of weird, for the size of the house to have that. And then it has a nice, like, you guys know I love my Sub-Zero fridge. I'm all about the Sub-Zero. But this one is not very deep, and it's not kind of small. It's small compared to what I'm used to. Because like my house in California had like a 42-inch freezer, 42-inch fridge, and that were like side by side. And then the last house had a 42 and a 42, but they were on different sides of the room. And I don't know, like you just get used to having a lot of space. And these guys, they eat out all the time, and then people come and stay with us, and there's always leftovers and stuff, and there's just like, where am I getting all this food? I'm the only one that eats leftovers. Let me just say that for my for the record, the guys do not eat leftovers. You can leave them for me. They will not eat them. Thanks, Karen. He's doing good. He's laying next to my foot right now, being a good boy. He was at the office all day. I know his arthritis has been bugging him because when I get up in the morning, he doesn't want to get up. When I go to leave for the office, he doesn't want to get up to go. And once we get there, he's fine and he's happy to be there. But he didn't get to see his friend, the UPS man, today because he must have been running late. This guy, like, you could set your watch by him. He's there at the same time every single day. And yesterday he was about 15 minutes late, and we were just loading up our cars. We said, oh, we'll just take the stuff to UPS when he came. So you only got to see him. But today he didn't get to see him because we waited an extra 45 minutes and he didn't come. But that is the highlight of Mr. Yogi's day. So when we get done, I'm going to make him some lunchy lunch. Do you want some lunchy lunch? Can I make you some lunchy lunch? And and then we're going to do the therapy appointment, so that'll be fun. Like I said, I don't know, some people really hate it, and I did it once before, like 15 years ago, and I didn't really enjoy it. I knew it was like necessary, but I didn't really enjoy it. But I'm actually enjoying working with this girl, and I found her through Cerebral, which one of you guys recommended. So I'm very excited about that. So and then we've got a launch this month. So we've got. Did you guys know that GC's launching lashes? Did you know that? We are. We have beautiful top lashes, but we also have bottom lashes. I think there's two styles of bottom lashes. One, of course, is more extra than the other, and there is a little bit of a learning curve if you haven't worn bottom lashes to getting them on. Kind of like with top lashes, like nobody's born being able to do it. You kind of have to develop a process, but I feel like I got my process down. They look amazing on, and so we're doing a collab with Jacob. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but his mom, Veronica, she is Veronica's Addiction 2.0 over on Facebook, and she has a YouTube channel as well, and it might be the same name. It might be Veronica's Addiction, but maybe Jacob can tell us if he's still in the chat. And so she has 2 sets of lashes in her collab, and then Bobby Jean Spears, many of you guys know him. He works for me. He's been working for me for, I don't know, a couple of years, and we've been friends for a heck of a lot longer than that. And he helped me put this collection together, and we had so much fun doing it. I'm like, we should collaborate on a couple sets of these glasses. So, or lashes. So, those will be coming out in a couple of weeks. I think it's October 21st. So we're excited about that. We also have a glue liner. So it's an eyeliner pen that also has glue. I live for that glue liner. Getting the formula just right was a little bit of a challenge, but we got there. It makes your lashes stay, but it doesn't, like when you take off your lashes, you have like all that glue, like balls of glue that you have to pull off the lash. It's so gross. You don't have to do that with us. It makes them stay, but there's no not a lot of glue residue and all that stuff that you gotta take off, which of course makes your lashes last longer. And okay, so she's Veronica's Addiction here on YouTube as well. Thank you. Yeah, you'll love Veronica's lashes. They actually have crystals built onto the lashes, and I love. You may have seen me wearing them because I've oh gosh, we've been working on these lashes for a while, since well before I left California. So I'd say a couple of years. Like I said, the lashes have been done for a while, but the glue took a while to get right. I didn't want to launch I want to launch the lashes without glue. That just didn't seem right. So, and it's a sickening eyeliner too. So yeah, so you may have seen me wearing the lashes with the crystals in a few of my older videos, maybe even when I was still at the house in California. Oh, hey, Technically Tracy. Thank you so much. Yeah. So that's coming. Then of course, it's Singles Day and Black Friday. So we got so much stuff on the horizon. And we are working on a collab with a particular YouTuber that many of the people in my chat, I think, know and love. And I'll leave it at that for right now. But trust me, it will be epic. And it will be a lit product. Hey, Faith. When's the trip to Orlando? I'm so glad you guys are getting to go. So what, this is was the last time you went 2019 before the pandemic? Because I know you didn't go the first year of the pandemic. But did you go last year? So Faith takes her kids to Orlando every year on vacation, and she busts ass. We give some respect to that lady right there, because she works hard to make the money, saving all year and stuff so that they can go and just have a nice time. And I respect her very much. She's a wonderful lady, super fun, and a good friend. Hey, Raphael. How's your day, sir? Oh my God, Raphael and Hallie keep finding these super cute little dog reels and sending them to me on Instagram, and I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why am I sitting here watching this over and over and over? There was one that I posted on my Instagram story, and maybe I tweeted it out too, where the dog, that song, oh God, what is her name? Bonnie Tyler. What is the name of the song though? It's from Footloose. You know which one I'm talking about. The turn around every now and then I get a little, right? It's that one. And so every time it goes, turn around, the dog turns around. It was too much. No, you have to be kidding me. That's this little, looks like a little pit bull. So cute. So yeah, I can't. Total Eclipse of the Heart. Thank you. Thank you, Diane. I knew it. It just wasn't coming to me, I love you back, Faith. You're in California right now. Coming back to Texas tomorrow for the State Fair on Saturday. I have not. Where's that? That's one of your favorites. Yeah. I love that one. That would crack me up. Anyone else have a one-track mind on the title? Time for quickie. Oh. Somebody on my Twitter was like, that's what my husband said this morning. I told him no. Well, get people to, you gotta get the people to click. Not that I care, I don't care if people click. I mean, I do because y'all know I donate all the money to the dogs, so I do because then, the dogs get money. But I mean, I other than that, I could, care less how many people view. If one person wants to watch my videos, I think that's totally awesome, and I'm like excited about that. So anything more than one is just a bonus to me. Well, you gotta tell that to Clay, Faith. How is Clay, by the way? I haven't seen him in a while. And how's Cam? Yeah, it's been like a crazy few days. You guys probably know if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know. It's been a crazy few days, but I am very glad that, I can just get back to normal and do my thing. I just have I know I can be real with you guys. I'm allergic to bullshit. Is that okay? I just can't with people who try to spin a narrative or, rewrite history or whatever. I mean, I hate that in my everyday life, but then when it's somebody who's abusive on top of that and has done horrible, awful, terrible things to at least one other human being, no girl, I'm not having that. And I kind of felt you could stand in the void for somebody, somebody is not able to do something and you can kind of help them by doing it for them a little. And I kind of felt I needed to do that because I just felt I'm not going to let this person, control the narrative and, convince people of all of these things that are completely untrue. No, not today. No, I don't think so. And honestly, it's kind of cathartic for me too, because you guys know I have a history with somebody like that, and I hid from them for so many years. So, when you sleep with bear spray under your pillow for 6 years and a shock stick, I had a shock stick about this long. I think it had, I don't know how many million volts of electricity in it, and I slept with that right where I could reach it. It was right here for 6 years. When you can walk into a space and go to sleep and not have to worry, just know that there's no way in the world that person would ever be able to find out where you are, that you're 100% safe. It changes you, for the better. And I think I got so caught up in that, there's still a lot of healing that needs to take place with that. So, to some degree, dragging some asshole for filth would actually, I feel was therapeutic for me. So there's that. It's been a rough few days. He's glad to take a hold of his own story. Yes, I'm glad that he has. Can't do fakes and phonies anymore. I don't waste my time or energy. Well, you shouldn't. Thank you, Faith. We miss you. We definitely want to have an OAB meetup. We're definitely going to have a Rocky Horror Night, because this house that we're moving into has the most insane theater room you've ever seen in your life. So I'm excited about that. Everyone should be able to feel safe, Karen. I agree with you. But at the end of the day, don't get me wrong, because I've been an advocate for domestic violence, domestic abuse, my entire life. When I very, very, very first started my business, before it was even Whitening Lightning, when I used to just go to people's homes and offices and whiten their teeth, I gave a percentage of everything that I made to our local domestic violence center. The first full month that I was in business, I just wanted to do, something for them. And, I raised $500 for somebody just starting a business. I thought, I was pretty proud of that number. I raised $500 for domestic violence, and, over the years have been able to, really have an impact in my hometown, which of course I had to leave because of the stalker, but in my in my hometown, I was able to have a good, solid impact on the services available in that community through, Gerard Cosmetics, and being able to, consistently donate to our Child and Family Center. And you guys know that the Child and Family Center Domestic Violence Program is one of the charities that my AdSense goes to, although I haven't any AdSense in a while. I didn't stop making videos when I moved, and I think I made one and they demonetized my channel, but I just got it remonetized. So hopefully I'll be able to start, donating money to them and the dogs again. So very exciting. Hold on. RHPS, I just got scared I typed it wrong. Oh. Yeah, so I think like when I moved to Texas, like that there was such like a relief of just being able to feel safe. I mean, I was talking to the guys about it today, as a matter of fact, and I was like, because we used to go on trips like pre-pandemic, we would all, go to an Airbnb and hang out, or, go on a plane someplace or whatever, and I would sleep like the whole time. And it was because like I really just didn't sleep well at home, always felt like I was sleeping with one eye open. I was just afraid that this person was going to show up, and all the restraining orders and stuff in the world don't do anything to stop a person from doing something to you. And in my town there wasn't a lot of crime, but like every year we'd have 5 or 6, pretty much always women, murdered by their former partners or their current partners. And in a lot of cases, probably, 4 out of 5 times, there was a restraining order. So, a restraining order is just a piece of paper, and it's not like, if a guy comes at you, you can just like hit him with it, it's just a piece of paper. And it's only as good as, the criminal justice system behind it. I was very, I don't want to say lucky, because I feel like everybody deserves to get a little bit of justice, but I mean, when Los Angeles County had a halfway decent district attorney, actually she wasn't halfway decent, she was very good. They did prosecute him twice for violating my restraining orders, and he went to jail on both sets of charges. And unfortunately, because the jails are overcrowded, he didn't do a whole lot of time. It was only about 3 months that he did, but it was something, and I was very grateful for that break of not having to be afraid. And when I make the video, I'll tell you guys all about it, but there was an incident with a gun involved that literally scared the living shit out of me. And so when he was arrested and left in jail, that was fine by me. Even if it was only for 90 days, it was something, But now the criminal justice system is such a mess there, and they just don't do, the district attorney just doesn't do anything. They, let people walk on terrible charges, and, they dropped the charges against him, and it's like, okay, that's it, I'm going. Because I just knew if I stayed, I probably wouldn't be around very much longer. You tell somebody like a narcissistic abuser, like, you know what I mean, like a complete sociopath, like you basically tell him there's no consequences for what he does. What do you think is going to happen, Raphael says, I remember that, Joe, that's why I'm so glad you're safe now. Yeah, me too. Tracy says, someone is motivated to attack you, a PPO or restraining order has the possibility of making them more angry. That's very true, because he was messaging me and demanding that I drop the order. And anytime there was he'd had a lot of restraining orders before mine. I wasn't the first. There was, I think my first restraining order against him was like the 5th or the 6th that he had against him. And his, famous thing that he would say is that the restraining orders were, quote, fake. And they were fake to him because he disagreed with them. But, each time, like I said, whether there was 4 or 5 or, before me, but each time there was a judge who decided that it was warranted. So, but these people, they have their own version of history. It's never very close to the truth, but that's what they live under. And you know, people like that, they really believe all the bullshit that comes out of their mouth. They honestly believe every bit of it. It's really very scary. That's very like serial killer-ish. And you know, I'm just glad that I made it through that, and that, you know, that I was able to come to Texas and, you know, set up a situation where I live is 1000% private, and nobody would ever be able to find it. So that's always a good thing. What made it worse was the district attorney. Oh yeah, for sure. Now that district attorney's a piece of shit. Matter of fact, you know, there's an election coming, and I did the recall get on the ballot? Raphael, do you know? Because I know that they got the signatures, but last I heard they were trying to keep it off the ballot, saying that the signatures were fake and all this stuff. Sound familiar? Because I think I might want to make a video and call it Dear George Gascon. If he is, you know, if he is being recalled. I'd like to do that and post it before election day, because I feel like a lot of people, you know, people are very blind to things that happen until it affects them, you know? And so, you know, like everybody thinks, oh, well, you know, if your house gets robbed, they're gonna arrest the person. I know who it is. I got pictures of it on my camera, and you know exactly who it is, and then they don't go and arrest them, and you're like, huh? Or they write them a ticket. You're like, huh? And so, like, until you're actually victimized, you don't know how bad the situation is. I didn't get on the ballot. Oh, that really pisses me off. Hey, Perky. Yes, we are doing better. We got a place. Oh, so it did get on. Okay, somebody. I'll have to look. But I do want to make a video letting him know that, you know, ignoring crime victims. I mean, and they were pulling the shit that they're pulling now. Now they're just going to fire all the victims advocates. But let me tell you, they should have fired him a long time ago, because once he got in office, nobody was allowed to do anything. And I think the district attorneys that handled my case, they were all very, very young, like fresh out of law school. And I think that they probably got into it with decent intentions, but working under him, I think, you know, you don't have a lot of choice. You've got to follow the directives, I guess. But the victims advocates, like, should really be ashamed for the shit that they do. They let this man, like, there's a thing called Marcy's Law. So if you're a victim of a crime, it doesn't have to be, you know, stalking, harassment, but, you know, domestic violence, doesn't have to be any of that stuff. If you're a victim of any crime, you have the right under Marcy's Law to be present anytime that there's a hearing, to address the court, meaning talk to the judge, and, you know, give the judge a victim impact statement so that they can know how, you know, what this person does or did affects you. And there's like this list of 5 or 6 things that you're allowed to know. You're allowed to know if they're being released from jail. You're allowed to know when all their hearings are and all that kind of stuff, so that you can be present. And they let that motherfucker, like, waltz in and waltz back out on his own recognizance after going to jail twice for the same type of behavior, and didn't even tell me that he was coming to court. So, you know, and that was in I guess it was early 2020. So before the pandemic started, that happened. So they couldn't even use the pandemic as an excuse. After that, I went to every single one, even though he didn't show up half the time. I showed up because I wanted the judge to take the case seriously. But then when the DA dropped the charges, you know, I think the judge did what she could. You know, she was willing to listen to me, but without the DAs, like, actually doing an investigation and trying to gather evidence, there wasn't really a lot that she could do. So, you know, I respect the judge for at least trying, but, you know, the laws are there for a reason, and when people are breaking them, you know, like, we put these people in office. We put these people into office, you know, and they should be upholding the laws that we set. You know, I mean, I'm in full agreement that there's definitely lots of reforms that can take place, but like opening the jail doors and letting everybody out and just letting people commit crimes at will is not it's not a good solution. It's just not going to work. So so yeah, I'll have to look and see if he's on the ballot or not, because I would like to make a video letting him know that crime victims don't want his bullshit. It failed. I feel really bad for you guys, because like I was watching TV the other day, and you know, like Sherman Oaks is nice. If you've never lived in LA, you've never been to LA, like Sherman Oaks is divided by Ventura Boulevard, right? If you live north of the boulevard, you're regular folk, right? But if you live south of the boulevard, you are the shit, right? And like right on Ventura Boulevard, which is like hoity-toity, you know, uppity area, is like a homeless encampment. And I mean, how does that happen? You know, like these beautiful areas, and you know, the how do I say it? The lack of humanity that goes on, you know, in places like that. I mean, I feel bad for people who don't have a steady place to live or whatever, but like leaving them out there to be victimized, and you know, many of them have sadly drug addictions and stuff like that, you know, so leaving them out there to OD and stuff is just like, I don't know. I just don't know what's humane about that. It just feels wrong to me, you know, and it's everywhere. He was on the ballot in June. Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, Hallie. You're north of the boulevard. Well, you're not just regular folk to us. Raphael. They said they're going to place them in an old military housing place. All right. Well, that's something. Any luck on juice? Yes, Terry. I took the drive and I went and got it from them yesterday. So it was a long ass drive. I don't know if I'll be doing that again, but it was I mean, I didn't mind it. I was on the phone the whole time, so I was talking to Vanessa. So yeah, it was not too bad. Terry works at the place that I go for crowd therapy, and it's amazing. I love it. And they're going to be closed. They're going to be closed this weekend. They're doing team building stuff. Okay, I gotta turn my fan back on. Well, I thought so too, Terry. Like, I asked her if they would deliver to me, and she said no. Hey, Lilith. Having been homeless, I can tell you it's so hard to get back on your feet when you've lost everything and have no money to back you up. SoCal is brutal that way. Yeah, well, because the cost of living is so high. Thank you, Terry. We love you back. Yeah, I mean, I just think because like everybody who's on the street is like, you know, potentially a victim. And I used to go and volunteer for this called Monday Night Missions. And, you know, you basically meet up down the street from Skid Row. Everybody gets into one or two cars. You pull up in front of the mission and you serve food to the people who don't get into the mission. Because like every night there's a line of people, right? They line up outside the building, and there's like a lottery. And if you're in the line, you know, they pick the numbers, and the people who get in. But there are people who have been banned from the mission because of poor behavior in the past, and those are probably the people that have the most like mental or addiction issues, and then there's just people who just don't get in because there's just not enough beds and too many people. So we would go out there and we would feed them, and we would, you know, get food from restaurants or from you know, sometimes like we would make sandwiches or whatever. And I mean, when you see the way, you know, people will walk up and they're just like gushing blood down their face, and they just like don't even know what day it is, and it's just like, it hurts your heart to see, you know, human beings going through that. Nobody wants to see that. I mean, just nobody wants that to happen to people. I don't know. So I mean, I do, like, I have had a little bit of an inside glimpse into, you know, what that is like, and it's just very dangerous. It's just very dangerous. I had a friend that was homeless for a while, and she lived in her car in the parking lot at the local hospital, and this is in the burbs, right? And she was, oh God, I'll bet you if she was 80 pounds, that would be a lot. Like, she was a teeny tiny little thing. She was from Poland. She's a very sweet lady. And she was, I would say, in her probably mid 50s, early to late 50s at the time. And somebody like clunked her over the head and robbed her. Like, who does that to, like, I don't consider myself elderly, but you know what I'm saying. It is sad. I agree, Kelly. Trace, this is important to do what you can wherever you are as far as mutual aid and service, but set boundaries for your own safety too. Yeah, we had a lot of rules. We were never, we had to keep our back to the street. We were never allowed to turn our back to, to the sidewalk. So we would park the cars in front of the mission, and then we would like be up against the cars, because then that way we would be, protected on that side. And the guy who ran the group, his name was Mel, and he knew everybody down there. So if there was ever like an issue, if somebody got rowdy or whatever, you were just supposed to say, "Hey, Mel," and Mel would come right over and bail you out. That never happened to me, but we would like. So the people would line up, and we would ask them like, "What's your name?" Because a lot of people, like, they live on the street for so long, they don't actually hear their name for sometimes years. So we'd ask them, what's their name, and they would say, "Okay, my name is Yogi," and they'd say, "Hey everybody, it's Yogi," and we'd be like, "Hi Yogi," and then we'd give them their, like they'd come down the line, and we'd give them their food, and then the next person would come, and so like we really tried to put a little humanity back into the situation, but it's still very hard to. It hurts your heart to see people going through that. That's it. Hi, Candace. What's going on with you, girl? So crazy stuff. Treat people like people. Yes, for sure. I mean, everybody deserves some dignity, There was one guy that we all loved him, and he was so sweet, and you just felt like he was just getting a raw deal. Like he was one that could really, get maybe find himself in a little more traditional situation and really do well. And so we all took up a collection, and we bought him a tent. I think it was about $150 or something like that. Everybody, put in $10-20 until we had enough to pay for it. And we gave him his tent, and he was so happy. And he went around the corner, and he came back 15 minutes later with no tent. And we're like, "Okay, well, where's your tent?" He's like, "Oh, I sold it. I got $20." And we're like, "Okay." So I'm just like I don't know. It's hard, but I just don't think like leaving people with no services, like that is helpful. In the short run or the long run. I just don't think it's helpful. That's just me. Anyways, what else do you guys want to talk about? I probably have about 5 more minutes before I gotta go, because I gotta do my therapy. Huh, yeah. I gotta feed you before therapy. He was like, "Yes, you do." Yes, you do. You need to feed me. What? Oh, such a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that situation really taught me a lot about people, because I never really knew. Like, I grew up in the suburbs. I didn't know what homelessness and stuff was like. It was really an education. And I'd say I was at least 40, when I started volunteering there. And over the years, I volunteered at I volunteered at a dog sanctuary. I volunteered at Meals on Wheels. I volunteered for lots of like events here and there, but like in terms of like regular, things that I would do at least like once or two times a week or something. That was I don't know. Okay, honey, I will try to. We'll see how I feel after the thing. Congrats on finding a new place. Thank you, Candace. How's everyone adjusting? Hey, Marie, we don't move until the end of the month. So we're in, not necessarily our last Airbnb, because we are going to be taking a road trip at the end of the month. and going to visit some friends. So we're staying in a different Airbnb for 3 or 4 nights, and then when we come back, we'll be moving straight into our house. So that's going to be exciting. Technically, Tracy, I'm glad you're getting rest and feeling more settled. You look happier than you have for a minute. Yeah, I feel, I honestly don't feel, I'm frustrated with just the overall situation, the senselessness of it, the loss of the animals and all of that. But the situation is what it is, and we just have to do, we don't necessarily get to pick our hand. You get dealt the hand, and I'm just a person that believes that you owe it to yourself to be happy, regardless of your circumstances. Because if your happiness is always going to be tied to some event, I'll be happy when I have the right relationship. I'll be happy when I can get this job. I'll be happy when I finish school. I'll be happy when I make this amount of money. I just feel like you're ruining your life. I think you have to be happy first, and the other things will come. So I don't know, that's just how I've always felt. So yeah, I am frustrated with the situation, but at the same time, I accept the situation for what it is, and honestly, I have joy anywhere, anyhow. Doesn't matter. I have to have joy, because otherwise, and especially because we were talking about the stalker thing a while ago. If I didn't allow myself to be happy, then what does that say? I'm really just letting this person win, and that's not who I am. If you've ever played Monopoly with me, I play win. You do not want to play Monopoly with me, because you will not win. Lilith says, I was homeless, living in a shelter, and would volunteer with a charity to help homeless youth, giving them backpacks filled with stable foods and other needs. Someone always says it works. That's perfectly well said. Bravo, Lilith. And good for you. You can always, everybody brings something to the table. Looking forward to seeing what's new for you and Gerard Cosmetics. Yes, I'm kind of excited about the lashes. It was something I never really wanted to do until we started to do it, and I had fun doing it. So, Marie, thank you. Yes, I'm happy we found a place too. Yeah, the road trip is going to be great. We're excited. So with that, I am going to jump off. It's been so fun hanging out with you guys, and if you don't forget that it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so real men don't hit. And yeah, I hope you have a totally awesome day wherever you are or whatever you're doing, and I'll be talking to you very, very soon. Bye.